Shalom. Call halal Yahweh Shema Shai by Hashem Wakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedoms to do so now more so than ever. To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners. And to the Akwaf that are listening and learning, to you I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago, coming at you another lesson in truth. I'm going to open with the scripture. This is Isaiah 29 and 21, and it reads, "To make a man an offender for a word, and lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate, and turn aside the just for the thing of naught." So the term or the uses of something is called newspeak or buzzwords. Newspeak meaning when they give a word new or different or negative definition or connotation to it. All right. And then make or they create a buzzword and make you an offender to the people, to the established government or powers that be for even saying or using it. So we're going to talk about that word conspiracy today. All right. The word conspiracy is a compound word made up of two words. All right. The word being con, which we're going to look into that definition because con, in modern day uses of it is basically legalese newspeak. All right. Because when you look up the definition of it, you're going to find that the word is actually with, all right, or together and not against. Like new speak, they say pros and cons. Like pros means what's for and con meaning against. And that's the way it's used. I remember having an argument with the lawyer about this. All right, because she didn't know. She only knew the legalese definition that she learned in college, which she wasted all her money. All right, to which she could have learned the true meaning of it for free if she just would have, closed her mouth, but that's a whole nother story about that particular one. I could actually do lessons about her. But nevertheless, the actual meaning of the word is with, and I'm going to prove that. All right. So let's go ahead and this word conspiracy. This is the definition from the Etamon Online Dictionary. So you can go and look this up for yourself. You could even pause the video right here and look it up and read along with me. Because when you go to it, you're going to find when you go about 3-4 definitions down, all right, actually probably about the fifth one down from the top, when you're looking up the word con, C-O-N, you're going to find this word, a word forming element meaning together, with sometimes merely intensive. It is the form of com, C-O-M, as in Michael, used in Latin before the consonants except B, P, L, M, or R. So the truth of the meaning of the word con means with. It does not mean against, as they try to make it, because you can't be against the spirit, all right, which is the root word of spiracy, is spirit, all right. So when you look up the word spirit, it says to make active or energetic. All right, because they got a lot of definitions, but this is the one that applies. To make active or energetic or of blood, alcohol, etc. Anglo-French is spirit, soul, Latin, breathing, respiration, breath of God, related to spire, all right, which is where you get spiracy from, vigor and courage. So basically, as the elders told us, as soon as they, many years ago when they came on the YouTube, conspiracy means with spirit. It does not mean against. It's to say something or do something with spirit. All right. So let's play a video because a hot topic is this woman, Marjorie Taylor Greene, who openly professed that about different things that happened here in America were false flag events. So this is coming from an elected official, and she's not the first and the only one to say so. All right. But it caused an uproar because anytime you speak, because out came that word conspiracy, and they've made that word a buzzword, a negative thing. All right. And the problem is that a lot of these events that took place over the last 10 years, if you really start, you start looking into the same crisis actors with the different events that have been written into the history books as actual events. But then you find out that they're all suspect, or many of them are suspect. And unfortunately, in some of these events, people actually die. But just because when people say, oh, it was a false flag event, some people's minds goes to oh, what do you mean nobody died and blah, blah, blah. No, that's not what they're saying. People die at events, at planned events. Remember, Nero burned down Rome and blamed it on the Jews. People died. All right. And it actually happened. It's just that the people who took the negative credit for it were not the people responsible for it. That's what it's talking about. So if you were to do something in your own country that where people actually die, and then it allowed you to pass laws and legislation, and other things like that, then that's what we're talking about here. All right. Without naming any particular events, you can go look some of them up for yourselves, because a lot of them have more holes in them than Swiss cheese. A lot of the stories. All right. But let me pull up this video, and it's a video that was put up by Ron Paul on his Ron Paul Liberty Report channel. And it's called, Should Conspiracy Theory Believe in Members of Congress Be Expelled? All right, because I know within a few minutes they're going to go live on the next news live event about this Taylor Greene lady within a few moments of while I'm actually literally as I speak. But let me pull up this video and play a few minutes of it for you.
Everyone manages.
Darn commercials, boy, I tell you.
So why are you investing in once?
We can make a suggestion, so I wouldn't try to brag and say.
There we go.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to the Liberty Report. With me today is Daniel McAdams, our co-host. Daniel, good to see you.
How are you this morning, Dr. Paul?
Doing fine, ready to solve another problem.
Another day.
Trouble is I think we solve a lot of problems, but they pop up faster than we can solve them.
Whack-a-mole.
At least we can make a suggestion. So I wouldn't try to brag and say that we have solved a lot of problems, but just getting the attention of the people to think in the right direction, I think, is a chore. And I think that's part of what we want to do today, get people thinking about something going on that they take for granted. And that has to do with, really, it's the speech police, how they take words and use them. And we first ran into this problem after 9/11, terrorism. And the terrorists are coming, and they were careless in the use of it because everybody was practicing terrorism. And they're terrorists, and of course the whole world became our target, and we've used it and as an excuse to go every place that we desired to go to.
Yeah.
And even now, what have they done? They've changed, expanded that definition because it's domestic now.
Yeah.
Because they know the Constitution is supposed to protect us against foreign affairs and domestic affairs. So it's something that's very important. But I want to talk today about another word that has seemed to be carelessly used, and that's a conspiracy.
Yeah.
If you're a conspirator, you're automatically a bad guy.
Yeah.
And if it happens to be that you believe in something that a lot of people believe, and you're in disagreement with a certain group, and the certain group has control of the speech police, all of a sudden, I will get them. We'll just call them a conspiracy person.
Yeah.
There it is. There it is. And guess what? Constitution also starts with con. So it's the Constitution against the people. Is against what? So because look, it was some conspirators that came up with the Constitution. They conspired to break away from the British government. They conspired from the British crown, from that established government, supposedly under God, a Christian government. And you had a group of men who conspired to break away from it. All right. So are constitutionalists conspirators? Are they against the people or for the people? See, that word next to conspiracy poses a problem to the people who try to say that con means against. See, explain yourself. Is the Constitution for the people or against the people? Think about that. All right. This is Romans. Let me go to the book of Romans. Yeah, looking up and defining the meaning of words is very, very important. You know, and all the apostles and elders push that, and none harder than Elder Apostle Gabar, our beloved elder, man. He pushed that, and you know, you men who have been called to be teachers, you know, to bring out those words, because sometimes looking up the meaning of the words, you correct yourself. You know, there's self-correction in that. But let's go to Romans, the 15th chapter and the fourth verse, 4 and 5 I'm going to read. And it reads, I'm actually in the 4th chapter. I meant to go to the 15th chapter. 15, 4 and 5. There we go. And it reads, and whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort in scriptures might have hope. Now the power of patience and consolation grant you to be like-minded. See, the very word consolation proves that con means with.